A very warm welcome to the program. My name is Benga Aruleba. Our guest is there. Mathias Baba Tsado is here. Uh, it used to be not too young to run. And then, you are growing old, though. I'm seeing white hair everywhere. Now, very soon we'll be saying too old to run. Yet, you have not run.
Yes, man. Yeah.
I remember the fruitless efforts I made. We're not on this platform, the other platform, Focus Nigeria, then to persuade you, Tokpe Fashua,
Sure.
Showore, and one other person then. Those young guys
Fela
like you,
Durotoye.
Durotoye, all of you that were jostling to be president that time.
Yes.
I said, the only way you can defeat these old men is if all of you work together. You made the last time, I think you pledged to reach out to the others to see how to follow, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't.
Eventually, Fowore ran alone. You pulled out of the race. Fela didn't run.
He did.
He ran that time.
Yes, he was.
So Fela ran, Showore ran.
Yes. A few young people still did.
but none of you made it to the
Yes,
to breast the tape.
it wasn't to be. Just thank you for having me again.
It's been a long while.
It's been a long time, and I'm so grateful for the work you do. Unfortunately, the things that we were clamoring to change at that time are still the same, or even if not worse. However, just to make a correction from the introduction of made the campaign to ADC.
You have
I
not?
am part of the coalition. Now, the coalition has adopted the ADC as a political party, but we are still members of our various political parties working together to see how we can all at the end of the day be able to give birth to an opposition.
You are still in ADP.
No. I've left ADP since I moved to PDP.
Okay. You contested the House of Reps election.
Exactly.
2023.
2022 primaries. I did. Yes.
Under the platform of the PDP.
Exactly. So,
okay. So, but you say you are in ADC now?
No. So I am a member of PDP, working to see how we can be able to pool our resources together, pull the opposition together to work as a single, just like what you suggested during that time. You see, the idea of leadership in Nigeria seems to have been misplaced, and the conversation around it has been so much about who gets into power, not necessarily what who gets into power is coming with. And so for that reason, you see virtually everybody wants to be president, everybody wants to be governor, wants to be House of Representative members, because the real essence of leadership has been bastardized. So the only thing that is the motivation for people who want to be in power today is simply self-aggrandizement, or just flex of power, or just, what we see playing out in the politics. And these are the things that I think are important for us to address. That really, leadership or governance is not so much about who is the face, but the people. All of us, just like you suggested that time. And really, I think we reasoned, we worked, we tried to pull the young people together. There was a group called Presidential Aspirant Coming Together Pact, where we tried to negotiate, and Madam Obieze intervened, tried to do this, and Kingsley Moghalu, and the likes of us. Yes.
Kingsley, yes.
So the idea that you shared that time is still what I hold today. That, look, it's not about even getting Tinubu out of office, but it's about getting a system that can give birth to a better Nigeria, a Nigeria that works for everyone, a Nigeria that is driven by a vision. And this has been my statement, or been my position for a very long time. What exactly is the Nigerian vision? What the leaders, the people that want to become leaders of this country, what exactly do they want to achieve? What is driving you? What do you want to see in agriculture? What do you want to see in water resources? What do you want to see in works? What do you want to see in power? What do you want to see in technology? Now, for me as a project manager, one of the things that helps me in decision making is, what is the vision? What is the goal? What do we want to achieve with this task? So when you have what you want to achieve, you can break down your task into various components. And when these components are being achieved, then yes, what we call milestones in project management. Then from that, you now say, okay, we are making progress. But as it is at the moment, virtually everyone just wants to be leader for being a leader's sake. And
wouldn't that also apply to the ADC, where you are also throwing your heart in the ring now?
At the moment,
because a lot of people will tell you that the groundswell of opposition that led to the birth of the APC is not different from what we are seeing now. In fact, that one there, that time, a lot of people will tell you it was even bigger that time because you had political parties. These were done at the level of political parties, whereas what we are seeing in the case of the ADC were more probably at the levels of individuals.
You see, well, the truth about it is that human nature is dynamic and things change. Now, we saw what APC gave birth to. We have not seen what ADC will give birth to. Yet.
But the humans that are there,
there are a lot of things that are being done at the moment that is not at the level of public. A lot of activities going behind the scene. There have been a lot of consultations. And one prominent name that has remained, and to me, I wish that would be a name that will engineer this revolution in Nigerian political space. It's the name of the former president that we removed in 2015. His name is
Goodluck Jonathan?
Yes, his name is coming back, and it's coming back in a way that it looks as though what we politicians long for, when you have a political ambition, but you are not forcing your political ambition on people, and the people are the ones saying that, come and be our leader. If you remember the story of David in the Bible, when Saul was rejected by God, it was David, but David was not necessarily interested in becoming the leader, but the people on themselves said, Saul killed thousands, but David killed tens of thousands. And when that song started coming up, it was clear that at that point that Saul's era was gone.
Was fading.
I perceive something similar in President Goodluck Jonathan, that even going through his political trajectory, you discover that he has not been a man that is so full of ambition. However, every time that Nigerians, since he left the office, every time Nigerians are faced with this hardship, difficult situation, his name keeps coming back. And that's to tell you that the people are missing him.
But was he such a great problem solver?
So again,
because many people will tell you that some of the problems we have today that have snowballed into very big monsters today started from that era, that lull, insecurity, that if he had been pragmatic from beginning and not seeing himself as a president that is held hostage by some other forces, the problem would not have grown.
You see, the thing is, we understand.
I'm just wondering whether because I could remember that era clearly in my head.
I remember very
I'm trying
well.
to remember what significant things happen
there were
that will make
there were a
people,
lot that happened.
except
and
people who are clamoring for Jonathan
Yes.
for their own selfish reasons.
No. There are a lot of things that happened during President Goodluck Jonathan, and with all due respect to a lot of people who probably feel that he maybe during his era he wasn't such a great president. I was unfortunately part of those people who campaigned against him in 2015, and the reason
Confession time.
okay, yeah, yes, and sincerely, there were a lot of misinformation. See, solving a problem of a society is not so much about how much gra you do, but exactly what are the steps that are being taken. And I think that what we didn't understand that time was that the quick fixes that we were looking for in President Muhammadu Buhari ended up creating more problems. When President Muhammadu Buhari came, a lot of people felt, okay, we have seen a general, we are going back to the March 1983, where there was a war against indiscipline and what have you. So people thought that Nigeria would begin to move forward from there. But unfortunately, 6 months down the line, Nigeria didn't have ministers, and everything went all right. Now, that was and I said something to my assistant this morning. I said Nigerian society is such a dynamic society that if a leader misses a step, it almost becomes impossible for him to correct it.
Yeah.
Now, what is President Tinubu's error? That statement, subsidy is gone, has created a problem that have disbalanced the Nigerian economy. And up to today, we are struggling. The, what's it called? The removal of subsidy was supposed, if it at all was supposed to happen, it would have been something that you invited me for a program to come and sit down with you. When you invited me for this program, I think it was about some days ago.
Yeah.
Right. I had time to think about the fact that I'm coming for your show, for your program. So you can't just wake up, get onto the office. You have not been given any information. You don't have details of what happened in government. You have zero information. And then you are making declarations at that point. Now, that is the mistake that President Tinubu has made that is almost impossible for him to correct. So when you have leaders that trying to solve problem, in the country, and one, they don't have a clear vision of where they want to go to. I can tell you that some of the things that some of us are working on is that by the grace of God, we will get opportunity to have access to people like President Jonathan, if he eventually gets into power. That's
you already see him back in power.
Yeah, this is mine.
A lot of you have been visiting him.
This is my. This is my.
I read one of your write-up that I read.
Yes.
Were you the one trying to interpret pictures somewhere? One of the people that visited him. I think it was. I think we have that
Peter
picture.
Obi visiting him.
Peter Obi visited
and then
him.
that
Ozekome.
Yes.
I think it was the one with Ozekome.
The step
with him, and
that
the
they
two
are
of them were
running.
doing like this, and you were reading the step that is a step forward to 2027.
Well, but really, you see, the thing is one of the things that I am gifted.
Do you think Jonathan will bow to the pressure of people like you? And throw his heart in the ring again.
I think
knowing him,
I think
if you know him,
I think he should. I think if he loves this country, and Mr. Gbenga, just give me a minute. You see, the thing is this. One of the things that I also want to see is that it's not so much about, okay, we are saying Jonathan must win election at all cost. However, what we are saying is that as in the build-up to 2027, we don't want a situation where Nigerian politics becomes the usual thing where the president will go out and say, Agbado, Abulaba, and all that. No, let there be a constructive engagement. Let there be a constructive debate on issues, visions, and that is where I was going to with the idea of that some of us are already designing a platform, a pathway that if you become the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria again, here are the things that we think you should do. Here are the blueprints of what you can implement to be able to achieve a vision. I have seen a situation where we sit down in the office of the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he's not he's not watching television, he's not watching CNN, he's not watching BBC, he's not watching AIT, he's not watching channels, but he is looking at a comprehensive plan that is being slided before him, a vision that he has, first of all, for the entire nation. Secondly, for each ministry, department. This is the vision we have for the Water Resources Department. This is the vision we have for the works. This is the vision we have for agriculture. And with that, as it being displayed every day in his head, he understands that this is the demand on my ministers. This is where we are going to. Can you give me an update of where you are? Can I understand your milestones? What do you need to achieve your goals? We should forget about the era of leadership that gets into power and then just cross-leg, come out the once in a while, issue statement, president going for vacation, going for foreign. How many leaders have come to Nigeria for foreign trips? How many leaders have come to Nigeria for vacation? Why shouldn't
I'm wondering why you, if not for self-interest, I'm wondering, those of you who are settling down to push President Jonathan back in the race, I'm wondering if it is not for selfish reasons. First of all, if you push him back into the presidential race, he can only run for one more term. That's 4 years. What do you think somebody will be able to achieve in 4 years at in the presidential saddle?
What did President Tinubu achieve in 2 years? Destroying the country.
You are the one saying so.
I'm boldly
those
saying,
who are defending him will easily point out the figures that came out yesterday. Inflation is going down and all of that and all of that.
Sir Benga, you see, the thing is this: we are not kids. I know what I faced within just last 2 weeks trying to pay school fees for my children and for some of people around me. I know how many calls I receive every day as regards to people who are in one need or the other. I know what is happening to our healthcare sector. I know how our public education system has collapsed. I know how virtually in fact, for the very first time, I can't remember if I've seen a situation where contractors will carry placards and say that the government has refused to have not paid their so we understand where the challenges are. So it's not so much about selfish interest. It's about saying that.
Do you think President Goodluck Jonathan will be able to fix this country in 4 years?
That's what I'm telling you. So if you have a clear vision of what you want to do, and sincerely speaking, who say fix a country in 4 years? Fixing a nation is an ongoing project. Okay. However, you must be making steps in the right direction. Yeah. If you are not, if you are not making progress, how do we then leave the country in your hand? As at 2015, as at 2014, President Goodluck Jonathan was making progress. However,
so it was who hounded him out of office.
So here's the thing, and this is why I'm saying it today on national television, that look, I was one of the people that felt that, look, President Goodluck Jonathan was sluggish. However, now, for the benefit of hindsight, we can see those who thought we are going to come to bully everybody into alignment to the vision came and did not even have a clear vision. They did not even have an idea what leadership or governance was about. And sincerely, today, You know, you just spoke when in the introduction you spoke about the National Assembly, the electoral reform.
Jamboree.
Sir,
Despite the fact that they have so much waiting for them to achieve.
I'm ashamed about some of the things that are coming out from those who are leaders of this country. Because sincerely, leadership, the responsibility, the weight of leadership is not so much about the office you occupy. It is not about the cars you drive. It is not about the babariga that you wear, how you show up in the place and all of that. See, is that moral burden that you have, that is upon you, that you should be outstanding in every aspect. That a man that will be seen as a noble man, noble men, that above board, that they are not guided by the law, but they are guided by their conscience. That the law is too low for them to operate by. That they are guided by principles, that the conscience that they have, the law might permit that you should eat fried rice where your security men are struggling with gari or something, right? But your conscience should be able to tell you that if these guys have not eaten, I, as their leader, should not eat. Until we are able to get leaders that will have the mindset of Lim Kuan Yew, that will have the mindset of Madiba, that will have the mindset of those who truly have love for their people. And sincerely, again, I will go back to President Goodluck Jonathan. A lot of people are seeing now that truly the man actually had love for them. And going on the streets of the North, I have realized that a lot of them say, Mathias, if it is President Goodluck Jonathan that wants to run, we don't even need to campaign. His works are...
We're going to go on a break quickly. Yeah. But how popular is this view among those of you in the ADC? That President Goodluck Jonathan is a man who the cap fits
in coalition, right? Yeah. So you see, if
it is a popular view,
as
because
for
me, in my head, I can be mentioning names of big names in the ADC: Atiku, El-Rufai,
Rotimi Amechi, and the likes of all of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is
and all of them.
It's not.
Is the view popular among these people I've mentioned that Goodluck Jonathan should come back? For instance, do you think Rotimi Amechi, for instance, is all with you people where you say it is Jonathan that you want to settle for?
Again, I said, see, we are a member of coalition, and some of us are advancing these views to the people. That look,
what is the reception you are getting?
Yeah,
from
amongst majority of the people around
ADC,
me.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, the reception has been positive.
Really?
Yes, it has been. There are some, there are some people that basically when you put out something on, particularly on social media, it is anytime you say something and they have something against you that they come to respond. So that is normal. However, down the places where people are going to cast their vote, to my wards, to local government and all that, all the people that we are engaging at this level, I think they understand. And I think also our leaders, even in the ADC and the PDP, they understand that at this point, it is time for them to drop their selfish interest and advance the national cause. What we are looking for is that the competition for 2027 should be stiff. It should not be a walk in the park for any candidate.
All right, Mathias, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we were touching on the National Assembly briefly. There are issues with the National Assembly, apart from the fact that they've gone away now for almost 2 months. Yeah, and there's still no sign yet as to when they are likely to come back. They said they were coming back this month, but there are indications that they may not come back, probably until first week of October or so. And another issue still from there is, the tango between the National Assembly and Natasha Akpoti. A lot of people are beginning to say now that this has gone beyond just one person. It's now about a senatorial district. How can you keep a senatorial district out for that long
Yeah.
without a voice and
Yeah.
all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should respond to some of these issues when we come back from this break.
Sure, definitely.
When the issues are critical, germane to Nigeria's democratic process,
Politicians can only be seen maybe on television by judges. They should not intermingle, because once you intermingle, then you destroy the systems.
when the personalities are big, important to national discourse,
When you reach certain stage in power and you demonstrate arrogance to the extreme, there's no other thing that will happen to you other than to fall.
when the developments are seemingly complex, confounding like a 1,000-piece jigsaw, that's when we require bold, sound, and analytical minds to help put the pieces together. Jigsaw with Benga Arileba, now showing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. on AIT. Jigsaw, demystifying the issues. When the issues are critical, germane to Nigeria's democratic process,
Politicians can only be seen maybe on television by judges. They should not intermingle, because once you intermingle, then you destroy the systems.
when the personalities are big, important to national discourse,
When you reach certain stage in power and you demonstrate arrogance to the extreme, there's no other thing that will happen to you other than to fall.
when the developments are seemingly complex, confounding like a 1,000-piece jigsaw, that's when we require bold, sound, and analytical minds to help put the pieces together. Jigsaw with Benga Arileba, now showing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. on AIT. Jigsaw, demystifying the issues.
Okay. Mathias Tsado is our guest on Jigsaw today. You remember him way back then, agitating for the not too young to run, which subsequently led to amendments in our constitution then,
Yeah.
which, lowering the age requirement for almost all the political offices,
Yeah.
from the president down to governors,
Exactly.
members of National Assembly and State House of Assembly.
Yeah.
What's the age requirement now to be a president? I think 40 or so?
It's 40 years.
Yeah, 40.
Yes.
It used to be higher than that.
It used to be, I think, 45,
Yeah.
45 and above, yes. So
And-
we are not up to 45 then.
Eh?
Well, so we are not up to 45 then. So we wanted
But it's still
it.
the people in their 70s and 80s that are still justly to be president.
Yes, there are a lot of things that are we are
That are still
still
not
a
right.
work. It's a work in progress. Right.
We're talking about the National Assembly.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say, what set of people would have work to do and chose instead to leave that work
I'll go and leave.
and go on leave before the work, you know?
Yeah.
Constitutional amendments, electoral reforms, and all. These are all completed assignments by the National Assembly. Nigerians need to be certain about where we are, particularly as regards elections, the 2027 general election. Ordinarily, any law that is not at least in place a year before election
Yeah.
is bad law.
Unfortunately, we keep saying these things because of the fact that we are convinced that this is not the way to go. You said before we went on break that you have a situation where people have a work to do, and they would go on
holiday.
vacation,
Yeah.
a very lengthy one, and then come back to come and be rushing, going to say,
Rush
oh,
through
we
the
need
process,
to
yeah.
do this and all that. It just shows that we are not pragmatic in our approach. Now, the National Assembly, particularly this 10th National Assembly, has become something that a lot of people have completely given up on them because of the attitude that had been displayed by the leadership of the National Assembly. And I'm sad because really these are a combination of, you know, expected distinguished men, gentlemen, that you expected that they are well informed, they are vast, they are diverse. So you're having a combination of different people from different backgrounds coming together. So we were supposed to be having a kind of Hilda Bashi jollof rice in the National Assembly, where they are able to, you know, no, the young lady worked hard for her to be able to
and
achieve
the rice
that.
went round.
Do you understand? So that's the mindset of people that are supposed to be there, that each puzzle, each jigsaw, each puzzle is being put together for them to come up with a design.
whole,
And now, again, back to the vision, the discussion of vision. The people who want to be leaders of this country, either be it at the National Assembly level or be it at the state level, be it at the presidential level, what's the driving motive? What's that thing that they want to achieve? So when they become a National Assembly, they become a one entity. And that one entity is supposed to also be able to sit down to say, okay, this is where we want to be as a National Assembly. We want to be able to address the issue of electoral reform. And again, you know, when you have people that are not driven by this kind of vision or that are driven by their own desire to be in office, all that they do, right from getting into the office from the 2023, I think they were sworn in on the 15th of June 2023.
Yeah, June.
The moment they got into the office, every one of them perhaps was just thinking the next election. How do I get back? And from there, their calculations go to your constituency, go and see how you can manage your people, get them to give them, you know, I don't know if you have seen a video of a man, of one honorable in Adamawa that was giving his classmate 100 million naira, his people sharing money to them, and they think that this is actually what leadership is about. We have not been able to create a group of radicals that will sit down with a clear vision of what they want to achieve. And sincerely speaking, I think we need to begin to have a very hard discussions on the leadership of the National Assembly. You touched on the issue of Senator Natasha Akpoti. It's a shameful thing that we have men trying to muzzle one woman, thinking that they want to show her that they are strong men. Oh, no, that's weakness. That's a display of weakness, that you're showing, you want to display your power to a woman, to say, I am a powerful man, so for that reason you can't mess with me. No, we shouldn't be talking about that.
You think this is what that is
yes,
about?
that's what it has turned to.
Not
that's
about
what
the rules of procedure.
You can see. I'm sure you have seen the analysis going around. That it doesn't make any sense. That okay, they are saying something. Let me just clear this. They are saying something about a case being in court, and for that reason she cannot resume. The case of Rivers State, the governor that they are about to get back into office, that was suspended by the president. Is that case not in Supreme Court?
Is it?
It is. The governors took the case, the PDP governors took the case to court. It's in Supreme Court. Why are they not saying that he should wait till when the case in Supreme Court is decided?
Well, maybe the distinguishing factor would be that the state of emergency has a tenure. 6 months. 6 months.
Yes,
So if it's not renewed, it dies automatically.
the suspension has a tenure of 6 months. If it's not renewed, it dies automatically.
No, where the suspension was imposed was when she went to court.
When the suspension was imposed in Rivers was when the governors went to court.
Yeah, except that in this particular case,
Mr. Gbenga, it can't be justified. It can't be justified. Let them. My appeal to them is that, look, be men, man up. These things are beyond. There
are points to be canvassed.
They shouldn't bring down themselves to that level.
In favor of letting that issue.
They should let it go.
Slide.
Let's move on.
Yeah, but perhaps the greatest of all the points that we count is the fact that this has gone beyond Natasha Akpoti.
Yeah.
It's now about her people.
Yeah.
The senatorial district, the people of the senatorial district that elected her to represent them. The people that have been denied a voice in parliament.
Not only that, it has also
on that score alone.
Yeah.
The Senate ought to
even the institutions in this.
And then, of course, there is a bigger question of whether the Senate could actually suspend somebody for that length of time.
So there are so many
in
things.
view of the fact that there's a constitutional provision that a senator must sit for this number of days.
So you see where we are. So they know, and they should. I'll say the truth about it is this: I am appealing to everybody that is involved in this matter, that look, at this point, let's call it truce. It is not necessary, it is unwarranted. This country needs to move on. There are so many important issues that need to be attended to. We're speaking about the electoral reform. Only that we know that most of them do not want any electoral reform, because if there are electoral reforms today that warrant that we are able to transmit election results electronically, if they are able to do that, most of the people that today are parading themselves as leaders of this country will be phased out. As for many of them don't want that. So I think that is where we are going to have a bottleneck.
But that's not what Nigerians
But we
want.
have to fight for it.
Because that's not what Nigerians want. Nigerians want a better electoral system.
Yes, it's a demand that must be on the table, must be on the front burner. That's unfortunately, you know, our leaders are usually very insensitive, even to when people are making demands or making requests that, look, these things are not reasonable. Please try to work this way. They look at you and say you are wasting your time, because usually, most times, there is no pressure. There is nothing that makes them to do what is right. And because we do not have the instruments to be able to coerce them to do anything, we just have to continue to appeal to them that, look, let these things work, not for anything, if for next generation. Do it for this country, make sacrifice. President Goodluck Jonathan made sacrifice for the country in 2015 by making that phone call to President Muhammadu Buhari to congratulate him that, you know, he said my ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. And sincerely speaking, a lot of people are dying in silence, a lot of people are dying in hospitals, a lot of people are dying in hunger, and it's simply because the people in this country have held these giants down. The capacity, the expectation of the entire world from this nation is being frustrated by a few people who have been in power. You know, I think it was on your show the last time I met with you that I made this statement, and I'll make it again, that Nelson Mandela said, the world will not respect Africa until Nigeria ends that respect. And that the black people of this world are looking up to Nigeria as their own, as the source of their pride. We must be able to give that kind of leader. There was a lady that was talking on one TV station a few days ago and was talking about, I think from Gambia, and she was talking about the leadership of the National Assembly, how Gambia looks up to Nigeria, how other little, small countries of Africa look up to Nigeria. I said something to my kids, and I will say it here again, that the entire world will not be able to contain a destabilized Nigeria. So our leaders should be able to make sacrifice. What happened in Nepal, a lot of people didn't see it coming. When things like this want to happen, the 1688 industrial revolution that took place in England, a lot of people didn't see it coming. When the Arab Spring happened, a lot of people didn't see it coming. Most times when you push the people to the wall and you think that they will not do anything, that is when you think that they have been completely decimated, that is when they begin to rebel against you. And when that happens, when that happens, I pray that it doesn't. But you know, you heard former Vice President Atiku yesterday that said the hunger in this country might lead to a revolution. We want a revolution that will take place in the ballot in 2027. Let's our leaders be able to manage this society. That there is a very thin line between law and order and being responsible. The leaders, if you are not responsible, you might be shocked that the policeman that you are suppressing every day that is carrying your bag or is following you will be the first to hit you behind it with a boot of his gun. We don't pray for that kind of thing. But our leaders should show responsibility. They should show empathy to the Nigerian people on the streets of this country, because the hardship that the people are faced with today, honestly speaking, is unbearable.
All right. Okay. Mathias, what's the relationship between you and your governor? I can see that you are trying to poke the eye of a sleeping tiger.
You see,
even though you consider that he's a performing governor, or you.
I haven't really.
You did. Really, you want me to read to you?
No, you see. Okay, no.
You did.
Let's say.
So don't let me put you on the spot. You consider to the fact that he is working.
Governor Bago is somebody that I think from a distance, we've not really had a close relationship. From a distance, I've observed him, but a few things that he has been doing, a couple of...
But this last one, the one that made you to go public, don't you think that you didn't get the message?
Which of the...
On the need to censor...
No.
clerics and what they preach. Because there's a context in which he did that.
No, sir. There are certain things that are not...
And that statement didn't apply generally to everybody in Niger State. It didn't apply generally to churches and mosques. It's to a particular sect that has been inciting the public with their preachings.
I think...
That statement was directed at them directly, not to everybody.
The question we should ask the governor is, why are they inciting people against, why are they inciting the public against you? Is it that you are doing well and if you are doing well and they are inciting people against you?
No, they didn't say they were inciting people against you.
But this
inciting people generally.
He doesn't have to say that. He doesn't have to say that. What happened that he shut down Badegi Radio? Was it not because there was a comment that was made on that platform of somebody that should come to contest? Look, elections are meant to be contested. If I declare today that I want to run for governor of Niger State, you can't stop me. If anybody declares that he wants to run for governor, he can't stop anybody.
We are talking of using the pulpit.
The thing is,
incitement.
The problem is this. It's not. I don't support anybody inciting any violence.
Exactly.
But I can't stand when leaders begin to think that they can overreach themselves, even in areas that, especially in a society like ours, areas that are extremely sensitive.
Exactly.
Now, if you go into managing, I think sincerely, like someone said, is somebody who is major in minors and ignoring the majors. That's what I see.
Bago?
Yes, the situation, we have a situation where in Niger State, in Minna today, you practically cannot get roads to go to anywhere because the man said he was going to. See, again, yes, look, so here's the thing. I am a project manager. When you want to do project, consult people like us. Say, okay, I want, this is my
You are
plan.
not in this political
This-
party
I-
now.
it-
So
it-
why
I
should he
don't-
be giving
so
you
here
a
is
job?
the thing now. So it's not
Why
about,
should he be
it's
giving
not
you a
about
job when you
giving
are
me a
not in-
job. It's
when you
about
are not
we.
in this
It's,
political
I'm from Niger State.
Yeah.
You want to achieve a goal.
But you are his
should,
opponent.
You should look for people that can help you to deliver and not necessarily have to say, appoint me in an office. Look, this is, Mathias, this is what I want to achieve. Okay, this is the project, this is the Niger State or Mina that I have vision for Mina. This needs to be done. And I say, okay, thank you. Mr. Governor, this is a project plan for this project. This is what you need to execute. This is the steps by step for you to execute this project. You just went, scattered the entire state. And at the moment now, nowhere. If rain falls in Niger, in Mina now, you can't go in. So the man has not he has not displayed the kind of expected capacity that we thought that he was coming with. And really, for me, at this moment, dabbling into trying to censor religion, he has displayed some kind of impulsive attitude, slapping somebody. I remember, I'm sure you remember the story of him ordering somebody for them to beat up somebody. You know, those things are not things that we expect from a leader of a state as important and sensitive as Niger State. We have a lot of bright minds in the state. The governor I don't have any problem with the governor in person, but sincerely, irrespective of whichever person in this country, if at any point in time you have displayed lack of understanding of what leadership is, my work will be to say, no, Your Excellency, this is not the right way. And I think that's what I just pointed out. And I believe that the governor should be able to hear the public opinion about what he wants to do from all the responses we've seen, everything, everybody seems to be. See, sir, you don't have the right to go and be scrutinizing people's, sermons or whatever they want to pray. Let them do whatever they want to do. You do your work, the work that they've given to you. Focus on delivering it. If at the end of the day anybody is saying anything in the church or in a mosque that is not in tandem with what you are doing, the people there, we are not dons now. We should be able to tell. When you show me a governor in Nigeria today, perhaps one person who is delivering, or your good friend, His Excellency, the Minister of FCT, if you show me, if in an area, the construction of roads and all that, he's doing well. In the area of healthcare and all that, he's not doing well. So we should be able to tell people that, look, you are not doing well in this area. Well, it's not because we hate you, it's because we want you to succeed. We want Governor Bago to succeed. If you succeed in Niger State, we will be happy. Yeah. The road between Bida to Mina, it takes you how many hours for a road that takes 45 minutes?
The last time I passed through that place, it was still under construction. Yes, that is on the way from here to Ilorin.
Yes. So all these things are the things that we want them to.
Yet?
No, not at all. These are the things that they should. These are the things that. And today, and tomorrow, by the grace of God, I become a leader. I want people to hold me to account. The governor has borrowed over $1 trillion. Now, where is the commensurate development compared to the amount of money that you have borrowed? We have not seen all of these things, and these are the questions that we
all right, Mathias, we have to go. The countdown to 2027 will soon start. Maybe when we know where you are, the direction you are facing in your ADC then. We will see. I will be
definitely available. I will be definitely available. Sir.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your finding time to be here today.
Thank you for having me.
Mathias Baba Tsado is a member of the ADC. You said you are the ADC.
Member of the coalition.
Member of the coalition.
Yes.
In his individual capacity, but still a member of the PDP.
Exactly.
And I'm wondering how you are going to be holding the political, because the ADC is a political party.
We will sort ourselves out when we get to that bridge.
So that you are not guilty of an offense under the law.
We will
at
sort
some point.
ourselves.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
your
having
time.
me. I appreciate you.
Thank you too for investing your time with us today. We really appreciate you. Look forward to having you again with us next time. Do enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you around. My name is Benga Aruleba.